Hello, and welcome to episode number 26 of Wreslerotica, the podcast that combines wrestling fanfiction and erotica. This week we have one story to feature. This story is entitled Sweet Times, and it was written by WOWEFA user Joe Bates. In this story, Beth Phoenix works as a cake instructor, and she is giving her student, Kaitlyn Bonin, a private lesson. The lesson soon turns from baking to fun and pleasure. As the two are enjoying themselves, Antonio Cesaro walks in and has some stern feelings about these ladies and what they are doing. He then decides that he must also teach them a lesson. Without further ado, let's get to this week's story. This story is called Sweet Times, and it was written by Joe Bates. Championship Confections was the finest candy and dessert cakery in Connecticut, if not the entire East Coast. They covered every party and event and made every sweet from A to Z, and did make them all by hand with time, love, sincerity, and passion. And they never left a customer unhappy. And a tall, thick, young woman named Elizabeth Beth Phoenix made sure of that. Beth wore a red and gold, revealing little cooking apron with designs of knives, forks, and spoons running up and down it to help show that she was a veteran chef, which made sense given her experience. Beth was in her very early 30s, and she had been cooking at one level or another since she was in her early teens. Of course, she started with simple stuff at first, like helping out her mom make meals.
Mother, there is no other like mother, so treat her right.
And treats for her family. But desserts were always her favorite to eat, and her specialty to make. And she had been working for Championship Confections since she was in her late teenage years, by studying as a student, and then a worker, and now, finally, as an instructor, with a young student of her own, a blonde, raven-haired pupil named Kaitlyn Bonin.
Keep it.
The early 20-year-old Kaitlyn wore a purple and white uniform, cute little heart designs on it, and was your typical innocent student in how she handled her work. Using her background as a household cook, growing up, and her natural interest in the culinary arts, she lacked pure polish and flair. But she made up for that in sincere eagerness and interest in desserts and recipes, and used that to make some confections that pleased her instructor and Championship Confections customers as well. And even if she made a mistake or two, she made sure to learn from it to not do it again. Beth saw Kaitlyn as innocent, humble, but cheerful and passionate about cooking, and always having a can-do attitude when she worked, even if she did have an airhead moment or two.
'Cause I'm a madman!
Making Kate one of her brightest and most upbeat proteges she had ever had, and rewarded that by being a fair but firm teacher. The relationship between this mentor and apprentice was strong and well. The two lovely blondes were in the middle of a training day in the kitchen, the same one that used to belong to Beth's mentor for a little lesson for Kaitlyn, since they were on call to serve customers presently. Beth had Katie make some cookies for today's training, and the Texas-born beauty watched her sweets to make sure that they were ready to present to her instructor for taste evaluation. "Oh yeah! I think they're done," came the cheerful voice of Kaitlyn, who presented her cookies to her instructor, who had a firm look on her face. Try one and tell me yourself." Then her Buffalo-born mentor, Beth, fed her a piece for her to chew and taste test herself, and Kaitlyn's face scrunched up with dislike at the flavor. "It's a little cold." That was when Beth narrowed her eyes at her student. She knew her mistake. Exactly. That's what happens when you put them in the freezer and not the oven. Kaitlyn then looked at Beth with shock on her face from her mistake. She made the ridiculous move of putting them in the freezer and not the nearby oven. Blushing with shame, Kaitlyn began to apologize. "Oh my God, Beth! I can't believe I mistook the oven for the freezer. Beth spoke up to silence her student. "Relax! It's okay. It's alright. I'll help you out," Beth said before leaning over the counter to grab some frosting. before continuing their lesson. When it comes to making cookies, it's essential to add some form of topping or sweetening to them to make them taste better. Like this frosting, for example, Beth said while grabbing a squeezable tube of frosting that was near the sink and putting it on a stirring spoon from the utensils rack, which Kaitlyn soon held in her hand. "Yeah, this can go on a cookie," she said, before giving it a light lick. "Or in your mouth."
"Yeah, I guess so, yeah,"
Beth replied at her apprentice, before taking the spoon back. "But if you're a bad girl, I'll turn you over like this," Beth said before effortlessly turning her student over to make her face the counter, "and spank you with it."
Is Daddy gonna spank me?
The instructor said before giving Kaitlyn a few quick and playful spanks and pats on her big butt with the wooden stirring spoon. The colorful cooking aprons they wore hid little to nothing to the imagination. The tops were cut at the sides to reveal a generous side view of their ripe and round breast that filled out their aprons with ease, especially since they didn't wear a bra, so they could slip out with little difficulty. And the bottoms were assless, which meant that their plump, fat, and bare asses could be seen from behind, with only a sash to impair the view. And Kaitlyn had nothing to cover her butt from the spanks from the spoon that made her ass quiver, while she gave a little squeal from the sensation. "Okay, I got the idea now," Kaitlyn nodded innocently, while Beth put down the tube of frosting and picked up an aerosol bottle of whipped cream. "My point is that it's okay to get a little messy when you're baking, and have a bit of fun," Beth said with a sweet tone of voice, while shooting whipped cream out of the nozzle and onto her student's exposed ass, putting a healthy helping of the white sweet on both of the plump cheeks. "Oh, wow! That's a lot of cream on my ass. You sure you have enough left?" the two-tone blonde asked. Beth simply replied, "Of course I do. The fridge is full of spare bottles of white, creamy goodness for us to use." The bigger blonde smiled while spreading a nice helping of the white cream on her student's big ass, which she was kind enough to have poking out nicely for her instructor to enjoy. Beth had a hell of a student in her tutelage. The two-toned Kaitlyn was young in age, barely out of college with her experience, but sexy as hell and cute as a button, with bodies similar to her own in terms of sweet, sexy curves. They were both gifted with fit figures, pretty faces, and beautiful bodies with alluring thickness, and Beth was taking advantage of her students. After painting her client's ass a light shade of white from the cream, she slowly placed what was left on the spoon into Kaitlyn's mouth. "Besides, sometimes I like to put it on hot girls' bodies," Beth murmured against Kaitlyn's neck. Kaitlyn was putty in her instructor's hands, her teacher's words charming her and making her blush, while her eyes rolled back a bit after tasting the wooden spoon's leftover cream. "Now, after showing you the versatility of whipped cream," Beth said, before leaning over to grab a bottle of multicolored sprinkles. "Let's add some sprinkles, just to make things sweeter for me." Beth poured out the chocolate topping onto Kaitlyn's steadily profiled ass, watching them all land right on that big bubble butt. The bigger blonde beauty wasted no time, leaning down to luck the sprinkles right off the younger girl's ass. She made sure to savor every lick, making them slow and deep so her student could feel her wet tongue on those big ass cheeks. "You're so fucking sweet," Beth purred, before giving Kaitlyn's confection-covered ass a little kiss before she rose back up. "You got so much of it on your face," Kaitlyn cooed innocently, before she cleaned her instructor up with her pretty little mouth. She licked Beth's cheeks and jawline, making sure to clean her up in her own special way. And she kept just enough of the whipped cream and sprinkles to lead to a very sweet kiss. Their soft lips touched each other with gentle yet sensible passion to show their interest in one another. It was obvious that they both saw each other as more than just mentor and apprentice, and in Beth's dirty little mind, it was time to take advantage of that. "My favorite dessert is the banana split," Beth said, while she picked up a fresh yellow banana and then peeled it. "And I know you can make a good banana split," she said, before slightly sucking the unpeeled fruit in her mouth, while keeping her face and the banana close to her apprentice's face. "I'm okay at it. It's not my best dessert," Kaitlyn admitted, which played out perfectly for Beth. "That's okay. I want to see just how good you are with this banana. I want you to choke on it." Kaitlyn had a good idea what her instructor meant by that, but she wanted to be sure. "You mean that, Beth?" And the older blonde nodded. "That's right. I want you to use a little mouth of yours and choke on it. I know you can do it. I want to hear it hit the back of your throat."
What?
She said, with a little smirk of confidence, which Kaitlyn returned after a second later. She was all too happy to obey her instructor. "All right, I'll try," Kaitlyn murmured, before working her mouth on the ripe banana. Slowly but surely, she took an inch after inch of the yellow fruit in her open mouth and throat. She even unpeeled the fruit a little further to get even more of it in her, much to Beth's delight. She heard the long object hit Kaitlyn's throat lightly, and that was her protege's cue to lift her mouth and blow it slowly back up to the tip. It wasn't just enough for Kaitlyn to obey her mentor. She had to impress her as well, and judging by the lecherous look of admiration that Beth had on her face, she did just that. Beth then took the banana in her hand. "I see you had no problem taking this in your throat, but let's see how you are taking this up your ass," she said, while picking up a new and unpeeled banana, and Kaitlyn's mouth was agape in surprise at her teacher's desire. First, she had to deep throat a banana, and now she had to get fucked by one? Was her instructor serious? I've never done this before," Kaitlyn said, with innocent sincerity in her voice. She was right. She had never been penetrated by fruit before, but the tone of her voice and her lack of movement away from her instructor was proof that she was willing to change that. And Beth knew that instantly. "I know you're just a student, Kate, so consider this to be a special lesson for your ass," Beth said with a swift and dirty purr in her voice, while getting down on her knees and her face close to her trainee's succulent ass. "Now, spread your ass wide for me so I can put this nice banana deep into your asshole." And seeing this as a special lesson, Kaitlyn did as she was instructed, and spread her left cheek as far as she could from her bent over position near the counter for her instructor to angle her still whipped cream and sprinkled covered ass just right for Beth to place the fruit inside her exposed asshole for a different kind of banana split. Good girl," the lustful teacher praised, while putting the first inch of the tree-born fruit in her student's hole. "Now push it out. Push that asshole around my fucking banana. Like that. Oh God, it's so fucking tight. So fucking sexy," Beth purred before slowly taking out the banana from her student's rear and spitting onto the tight hole. I never put fruit in my ass before.
Fruit salad, yummy, yummy. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy.
Kaitlyn moaned in reply, while her teacher tried another time with the banana. "I might put some whipped cream in its ass to lube it, if it doesn't fit," Beth said, before slowly pushing the potassium-rich object back into her protege's butt. Kaitlyn remembered what she had been told, and pushed her back opening against the thrusting fruit, and a perverted smirk appeared on Beth's face while she was able to force it up Kaitlyn's ass with greater ease. Oh God! Oh shit, yes! Fuck, that banana's big! The young chef in training drawled out in pleasure from the fill of the fruit penetrating her big behind by her instructor's will. All it took was a little spit, and the banana was able to work its way inside the tight hole, giving Kaitlyn more inches of it to fill inside. "Yeah, you like it when I force that big banana in. Oh, your butt's loving this fucking banana, going back and forth."
Bananas in pajamas are coming down the stairs.
"So fucking sexy, Kate. Time to give you more. Beth said before shoving more of the yellow fruit in her pupil's ass that made her squeal in delight. This started off as a formal cooking lesson, but Beth and Kaitlyn's pure desire and passionate craving for each other made it evolve into much more than that. They were fueled by nothing more than arousal and sex, and neither one of them had any intentions of stopping. Oh God! That banana's going in there deep! You took half of it in that fat, beautiful ass, Kate. You look so fucking sexy with this banana in your ass. Beth complimented, with her eyes solidly fixed on the edible fruit she was sliding in and out of Kaitlyn's bountiful butt. This drew effortless moans of pleasure from the younger girl's mouth.
Oh.
Beth soon decided to increase the pleasure by stirring and moving the bright yellow thing around in Kaitlyn's ass. She stirred it around in her student's greedy butthole and stroked it back and forth inside, now beginning to fuck Kaitlyn with it. Oh! Oh! Oh my God! Fill my ass! Beth, with that big banana, please. Please give me that big fucking banana. Oh! Give it to me. Oh! Shit, yeah! Oh! Yes! Oh! Oh my God! Oh my fucking God! Oh! Fuck! Oh God, yes! Yes! Oh my fucking God! Fuck, yes! My ass feels so good! Kaitlyn groaned as Beth fucked her bubble butt with the banana. Beth was practically drooling at the sight before her. Fucking girls and playing with their bodies wasn't new to Beth or Kaitlyn, respectively. But neither of them had been in a situation quite like this. In the middle of a Champion Confections training day, uniforms and all, with the original intent of having a regular workday. But those plans were changed, to say the very least, as both girls would rather make each other moan and make their own bodies into desserts for each other instead. For instance, Beth penetrating her similarly curvaceous protege with the ripe yellow fruit up her voluptuous ass. Mmm! You fucking love that, don't you? That big fucking banana stuffing this hungry little asshole, filling your fat bubble butt, huh? Oh God! But what about that arch of this thing, huh? Hitting your G-spot so fucking good. Oh, fuck yeah. Your pussy's dripping wet, too. That's what I like to fucking see from my slutty fucking student. Out of all the girls' asses I taught, it's been a long time since I had this much fun. Beth then stopped her dirty talk to move her face closer to Kaitlyn's ass, to inhale that lewd and sweet scent of her womanhood. Kaitlyn's natural nectar of arousal coated her inner thighs, now to show that there was no doubt that she enjoyed being fucked by her teacher. Beth proceeded to wiggle and shake a fruit inside her student's ass for a few more seconds of time before slowly pulling it out, inch by bow filling inch. And what made it even better was that Kaitlyn let out the cutest little squeal of sadness from the fill of her ass being empty for the first time in what felt like forever.
Ooh.
Beth then seductively licked and sucked the unpilled rectum explorer clean to savor the taste of her junior's ass. Now, let's see what else I can put in your ass. What about these cherries? You like cherries, don't you, Kate? Beth asked, which earned a nod from Kaitlyn, while she opened a nearby container that held the red fruit inside. She took one and dangled it in front of Kaitlyn's mouth, but she didn't simply bite it. Instead, she sucked the red and round droop for a moment, just to appeal to Beth before eating it. I knew you liked them. Beth smiled, a sultry yet happy smile, while picking another cherry. Now be a good girl and bend over again so I can put this cherry in your ass, she instructed, and Kaitlyn happily bent over while Beth got on her knees, moved the backsash of the slutty apron to the side, and spread her pupils round ass cheeks. But before she even attempted play with her ass, she couldn't help but marvel in Kaitlyn's most intimate hole and just how it looked now before her very eyes. Oh my God! It tightened back up. So fucking soon, I swear. I just played with your big ass a minute ago. Beth purred. She pushed the cherry against the puckered hole with her tongue. But it was no use. The hole was too tight for the round fruit to enter, much to Beth's surprise. I know! It's like I'm an ass virgin. It closed up so tight. Kaitlyn's innocent sentence on was cut off mid-sentence by the feel of her teacher's tongue tasting her asshole. Beth laughed and wiggled her tongue against the orifice just to taste Kaitlyn before she stopped, but not before giving Kaitlyn's bent-over booty a few spanks. "I love this fucking ass," Beth growled, while slapping the plump posterior cheeks firmly a few times, just to see it jiggle, before she leaned over to grab the can of whipped cream. And in the process, Kaitlyn couldn't help but finger her ass just to keep herself pleased, until her teacher resumed her actions. Kaitlyn was turned into the perfect, submissive little whore for Beth at this point. She was willing to bend over and use whatever hole her teacher wanted to please, just as long as Beth treated her body. "This really is a sweet ass, so I'm going to make a treat out of it," Beth said pleasantly, before spraying the oh-so-familiar whipped cream onto Kaitlyn's ass. That made the younger girl smile at her teacher's use of her butt. "Nobody makes treats like I do. Because when I do, I make sure they're given the sweet, tasty goodness that they deserve." Beth purred while she drizzled some chocolate syrup on Kaitlyn's left ass cheek, just so she could lick the drippy confection while it slowly slid down her apprentice's ass. "Oh my god! Keep licking it. Keep using my ass for a treat. It's yours, Beth. It's all yours." Kaitlyn moaned and purred in submission between the licks Beth gave to her ass. The senior chef kept just enough on her tongue to when she moved her face closer to Kaitlyn's, they could taste the astral chocolate together.
I love chocolate.
Their tongues lapped and licked together before Kaitlyn took the initiative this time. "Kiss me." She cooed her order out as sweetly as could, which Beth was happy to obey. She tongue-tasting evolved into passionate kissing with their supple lips. "I plan on bringing in an expert chef to give you a more thorough lesson." Beth purred before kneeling once more and cupping her hand under the crease of Kaitlyn's left glute to make it jiggle. "But that's not until later, because I'm not done playing with your ass," she informed her pupil before standing up and grabbing a bottle of vanilla frosting, which made Kaitlyn lick her lips. Beth was continuing to happily play with her personal little dessert. "Oh god, now I know how a fucking dessert feels," Kaitlyn giggled while she felt the lines of frosting fall onto her perfectly profiled ass, sliding slowly down the curves of her well-built butt. "Now, it's time for some Red Hots," Beth said, while grabbing the big bottle of the cinnamon candy, because this ass is definitely on fire. The instructor said, before shaking the red candies out of their bottle and onto the booty below. First the whipped cream, then the chocolate syrup, then the vanilla frosting, and now the hot candy fell on Kaitlyn's pretty round butt, and all of it seemed so very appropriate. Sweet and hot candy, and treats for a sweet and hot ass. A perfect match. Beth kissed Kaitlyn's ass just a bit to catch one of the Red Hots in her mouth so she could share it with the hot girl she taught in a little kiss. I want sprinkles! Please give me sprinkles! Kaitlyn pleaded, and Beth couldn't help but find it cute. Well, since you were so nice about it, she smirked before grabbing the same bottle of sprinkles she used earlier and shaking a generous amount of them down on the younger girl's ass, and following another chocolate-coated kiss on Kaitlyn's ass back to the girl's lips. Beth picked up the same banana that she once buried into her student's butt earlier. Now, show me once again just how good you were with this banana in your ass, Katie, Beth ordered. Even through all of the dirty kissing and ass play and the sweets involved, Beth still behaved like a teacher, even if that teacher was carrying herself similar to a perverted mistress who was sex-crazed as hell right now for her equally slutty and horny trainee, who was blissfully willing to cater to everyone at Beth's sweet little erotic desires. Case in point, Kaitlyn urgently bending over with the ass poked out, while Beth slowly put that banana back into her asshole and spread her ass open wide. Remember, Kaitlyn, bananas are full of potassium and just right for that healthy, hungry ass you have. Beth complimented with a sultry hum in her tone. Now, push that asshole out against my banana. Push that tight fucking asshole out. Push it.
Push it good. Push it real good.
Oh, that's right. That's my girl. As soon as Kaitlyn's asshole absorbed enough of the unpeeled fruit for her teacher's liking, Beth began to thrust and wiggle the object inside of her, which sent those special little tremors of bliss from her ass and throughout her body. Oh my god! I've never been fucked by a fucking banana until today. Oh, fuck. Kaitlyn slurred out in pleasure from the plunging fruit moving back and forth in her shithole, hitting nerves and sending shockwaves of pleasure inside her butt with her emotions with the fruit. Kaitlyn's rising moans were music to Beth's ears because that was when she knew that she had hit the sweet spot in Kaitlyn's ass. She gleefully stirred and shook the banana inside of the tight hole to please her little whore of a student. The thrusts were so fast that Kaitlyn's fat lewdly quivered from the rapidity of the thrust from the fruit, and then slowly Beth eased it out of her student's back door. Now, taste it. The banana. Beth beckoned, and Kaitlyn, who sluttishly and obediently as ever, licked the ass and sweet-covered fruit. It tastes so good, Beth. The chocolate, the whipped cream, and my ass. Kaitlyn murmured, while Beth's face was on the other side of the banana. Their tongues licked it from base to tip before their lips met once again. You're the sweetest girl I think I've ever taught. Beth cooed between the kiss. Certainly, the sweetest girl I've had in a long time. That's for sure. Kaitlyn smiled while her hands moved over to grip her instructor's big bubble ass in her greedy hands through the barely covering apron. Thank you. I'd love to show what I learned on your ass sometime too, she said between the ass and confection flavored kisses. Maybe once I've taught you a few more things, I'll let you do it. But tell me, my student, how much did you enjoy the banana in your ass? Beth questioned her student, to which Kaitlyn eagerly answered, I loved it. I fucking love how you fucked me with it, moving it in and out of my cute little asshole like that. It was so good, Beth. Beth smirked in aroused cockiness. Then in that case, I'm gonna do it again.
Oh, yeah!
Really? Kaitlyn asked sweetly, with her asshole quivering and trembling with anticipation. Beth had spent minutes upon minutes fucking her with that sinful, dirty fruit, and her sugary, sweet-laden ass before. Perhaps she'll make her come with it this time. Was she going to find out? Beth picked up the same juicy banana that had been inserted in Kaitlyn's ass twice before. Yes, really. Now, bend back over and spread those ass cheeks for me. I want to see all of that fucking hole around this banana. The student hastily spread her meaty ass apart, wide, while Beth got back down on her knees for her dirty student. Oh shit, yes! That looks so fucking good, Beth said, with an eyeful of Kaitlyn's hole on display for her. She spit in it to make some lewd lube for the orifice, before easing the tip of the familiar fruit back into Kaitlyn's ass. I'm gonna shove it in! Get ready, Kate, Beth warned, and Kate held a good grip on the counter, bracing herself for the rest of the juicy tree-ripened object. Oh yeah, fuck yes, God! Kaitlyn let out a long stream of moans from her teacher's banana, forcing its way into her ass. Beth wanted Kaitlyn to get all of the ass juice and spit-covered fruit that she could in her ass. The couple of forced inches weren't enough. How many times do I have to tell you to push that asshole out on this banana, Kaitlyn? Do it! Do it! Oh, that's it. Beth purred in delight as soon as Kaitlyn's gritty orifice snatched up more of the fruit inside her back door, much to the delight of her hungry eyes. You're my whore, my fucking kitchen whore, and it's time I make my kitchen whore come with this banana.
Alright.
Beth stated with lust before beginning her most sex-craved thrust. Sweet Kaitlyn's eyes were widened by the thought, along of getting off after everything that's happened with her ass. After all of the sweet, sugary treats and stabbings of that banana in her fat ass, Kaitlyn's ass had been turned into a literal banana split. and had the fruit splitting the tiny hole between her juicy, slappable butt, and it was all going to be worth it, with a nice orgasm. Oh shit yes, Beth! Please make me come! Please get me off! I need it! I need it! I need it! I fucking need it! God, oh my god, my ass feels so fucking good! Yes! Oh my god! I feel it in my pussy too! Ah! Kaitlyn let those moans out with every single stir and motion of the potassium-filled fruit up her big bubble ass. Her legs were kept closed too, while she stayed bent over, so not only her ass could coil the banana nicely between that plump and perky pooper, but it sent tremors to her wet pussy as well, with how the arch of the banana moved, hitting both nerves, and all of that equal to one of the greatest and hottest sights that Beth Phoenix had ever seen. Oh shit! This looks so fucking good! I can see your pussy dripping right down your thighs. Why I ram this fucking banana up your ass. My ass. Wanna know why it's mine? Because I'm the one fucking it. I'm the one pleasing the sexy fucking girl it belongs to. You're my student, and this is my ass, Kaitlyn. And I'm gonna love playing with it, worshipping it, and fucking it until I make you come for me like the whore you are. And you love every single goddamn minute of it, Kate. Every single minute of it. Because you love what I can do to your body, how I can make you moan, and how I can please this sexy shitter you've been gifted with whenever I want, and in whatever way I want to do it. Because I love it. Beth couldn't help but get power hungry.
Obvious.
With her masterful motions with the yellow fruit in Kaitlyn's ass. Not that anyone would blame her, considering what they've done today and what they're doing right now. Beth had changed from a firm but fun teacher into an ass-loving pervert due to her own curiosity and Kaitlyn's unadulterated cuteness to complement her body, which looked every bit of athletic and curvaceously thick as her own. Kaitlyn was her student, her apprentice in championship confections. She would have a chance to grab, grip, spank, play with, and fuck her ass at work. And maybe, just maybe, someday, Beth would Kaitlyn get in control and take over her ass for their mutual pleasure. But that was the future. And in the present was that Kaitlyn had her face down, ass up, and a banana rapidly filling her hole. Ah, fuck! Fuck! Fuck, yeah! Ah, shit! Fuck! I can feel it, Beth! I'm gonna come! Shit, yes! Kaitlyn's body was overtaken by pleasure. Every muscle on her body tensed up, and her eyes rolled back, and her toes curled from the feel of the banana hitting nerve after sensitive fucking nerve in her ass, and even some in her pussy to make her come hard. Her shapely legs trembled while she came down from her orgasm, while Beth watched it all with the lustfully awestruck expression on her face that turned into a nice Cheshire cat-like grin. Very few things in life made Beth feel good, like making a girl come. She stood back on her feet, but leaned over to where her ample breast that had long since moved out of the uniform that barely covered them neared Kaitlyn's back, while she moved the ass-flavored banana over to her student's mouth so she could lick it and taste her own rectum. I can't help but to reminisce when I was a fucking student after seeing you take that banana so fucking well. Beth said with sensual heat in her voice while her student sucked and licked her ass taste off the unpeeled banana. He was strict, tough, master pastry chef from overseas. He made desserts for the finest people in Europe and America, and while he was a little domineering, he taught me everything I knew about baking, cooking, and so much more. Beth murmured while kissing her student softly. Yes, her teacher was a little harsh. There was no doubt that he loved his work, and he cared about Beth as a student, and wanted to make sure she learned everything she needed to learn in the kitchen to serve the company to the fullest. But apparently, I didn't teach you well enough, came the smooth, masculine Swiss voice of a man walking up to Beth and Kaitlyn, which his eyes zeroed in on both of the young ladies by the kitchen counter. Kaitlyn was the first to see him, and he was a stallion of a man. His chef's uniform was no less revealing than what the girls were wearing. It was this sleeveless white uniform that showed off his lean and defined upper body muscles, but he wore nothing from the waist down, so the girls could see an 8-inch long, 2-inch wide cock. Damn! And it wasn't even hard yet. Uh-oh! Beth uttered. She could tell he wasn't pleased with what he saw. Looks like her fun time with Kaitlyn was over. What are you girls doing in my kitchen? He asked, then firmly slapping Beth on her big ass with his right hand, before holding her close to him with his left to where her rotund rear pressed against his member. Are you showing her my tricks? I was just teaching my student Kaitlyn about desserts, just like you showed me, Cesaro. Beth answered with a soft and light tone of voice, which Kaitlyn, who was leaning with her back against the counter, with her big breast hanging out of her purple and black uniform, just couldn't ignore. So, he must be Beth's instructor, Kaitlyn thought, while she watched how her mentor acted in the presence of the man who mentored her. Beth had been in such effortless control of the lesson and erotic situations with her body that it was a surprise to see someone just swoop in and make the bigger blonde beauty so demure. Her eyes were firmly fixed on her two senior chefs and just what they were going to do next. Show me what you've taught her, Cesaro said, and Kaitlyn was awakened from her thoughts and turned around on cue to present her ass for her teacher's teacher to observe. After the Swiss-born chef easily removed the sash to make the entire uniform back of the uniform wide open so he could see all of the youngest girl's butt for himself. Kaitlyn's ass still had some of the sprinkles from and was stained by the chocolate syrup from earlier, and even though she profiled it nicely for Cesaro's eyes to see, the furrowed brow on his face showed that he wasn't pleased with his former prodigy's lesson.
That's not good enough!
He slapped Kaitlyn's ass quickly, once, just to let her know he was done looking, before turning to his former student. Is this what I taught you, Beth? Well, no, but you're so much better than I am. Beth whimpered at Cesaro. The look on his face was disappointed and stern. He knew what he had to do. With one swift motion, he forced Beth to bend over the kitchen counter, and then untied the back sash of Beth's apron just a couple of seconds later. Looks like I will have to teach both of you ladies today. Cesaro purred before giving Beth's big, bent over booty a slap that made the girl yelp in pain. Kaitlyn then rubbed and caressed her teacher's big butt while looking into the European chef with innocent eyes. We'd love that, Mr. Cesaro. We'd love to learn from you, she cooed at the most seasoned instructor, who was sliding the side of his right hand up and down the crack of Beth's ass. Nothing makes me happier than a student who wants to learn. On your knees, in front of your teacher's ass, Cesaro ordered with a soft tone. He was in control and he knew it, so he got a little softer with both girls, but only in voice. That familiar voice that sent tingles through Beth's entire body and made Kaitlyn go on her knees with her face against Beth's right cheek, while Cesaro menacingly ran his fingers up and down the rear valley. I saw that Beth tried to get your ass nice and tight, but now I'll show you the right way, my way of how to open an asshole, Cesaro said calmly, with a purr in his voice. Now spread her ass, Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn obeyed as soon as he parted her mentor's fat butt. The lesson truly began. Gah! Fuck! Ah! Beth gasped and groaned from the feel of Cesaro's middle and index finger plunging into her tight ass, making a spectacle for Kaitlyn to see and learn from, because she had never seen anybody finger her teacher before. Yeah, it's time for the lesson to start.
Really?
Cesaro growled with a lustful tone in his masculine voice while he moved his fingers around in a circle for a moment before thrusting them the next. His former student's asshole felt so good to his digits, squeezing them tightly now while he moved them inside. He didn't want to stop until he was sure that Beth's butt was open enough to his liking. Oh my god, that looks so good! Kaitlyn moaned from the sight before her lustful eyes, while Cesaro moved his two fingers in Beth's hole before quickly pulling them out with one word from his mouth. Taste. Cesaro ordered Kaitlyn, who wasted no time opening her mouth and sucking in his ass-flavored fingers, tasting them before he buried them back in Beth's bubble butt that drew easy groans from the big slut before Cesaro did the same thing again, taking the fingers out to have Kaitlyn naughtily taste her teacher's shithole on his fingers. Cesaro always believed in knowledge through repetition. Keep on doing something until you have it engraved in your memory, so you can get it right, do it better, and show others with confidence. And now was no different, because he was teaching Beth and Kaitlyn a more effective way to play with an ass. Your ass is as tight as I remember, Beth, or maybe even tighter, and you need some help with your student. You really tamed her just right, just fucking right, because she loves the taste of your beautiful ass. Don't you, Kaitlyn? Cesaro asked, while sticking those two fingers inside her mouth. Fuck yeah, I do. Beth tastes so good. Her ass tastes so good. She answered with her eyes on her teacher getting her ass filled with nimble, aggressive, masculine fingers. Now it's time for an intense lesson. Watch closely, Kaitlyn, and move closer to her ass. Watch me, Kaitlyn. Watch me. Cesaro said before he slipped in his ring finger to stretch Beth's asshole out even more. Beth's moans spiked in volume and passion from the fill of her ass being opened up even more. And Kaitlyn was right there, moaning and groaning in entertained lust and happy to taste her ass on the master chef's fingers, while Kaitlyn had a good and firm grip on her ass. God, oh my God, oh fuck, you're stretching my asshole so good, fuck, fuck yes! Your fat ass loves this lesson, doesn't it, Beth? Cesaro asked between his heated stretching of the more session blonde's bunghole. Yes! I love it! I love this fucking lesson, she replied, while Cesaro drove and swirled his fingers around the little hole to raise her pleasure and teach the lovely girls on how to open an ass. I love it too! It looks so fucking hot. You spreading her asshole open like that. Kaitlyn moaned before tasting some more ass in her mouth. Then Cesaro took out his ring finger, but he simply slowed down his thrusting while he looked at the display of candy toppings that the girls had on the counter, all of which they used on themselves, which gave Cesaro an idea or two of what he could do. I see that you ladies made good use of Championships candies and sweets, the Swiss native said with a little smile, while Beth happily moaned from his still thrusting fingers. Ooh. So that's why, to continue this lesson, Kaitlyn, Beth and I will show you how to make a cream pie.
Banana cream pie!
I'm going to take my fingers out, but still keep spreading her ass cheeks, Cesaro said while he grabbed a can of whipped cream from the counter. He first pulled his fingers out, and Kaitlyn did what she was instructed to do, and firmly spread her blonde teacher's meaty ass, while Cesaro grabbed the bottle and moved it right in Beth's open asshole, and squeezed firmly, which sent a strong shot of whipped cream right up Beth's ass. Woo! Oh, fuck! Beth screamed in surprise as the white cream was launched up her butt, and Kaitlyn was in a state of wonder from the sight of her fellow blonde's ass getting sprayed with the whipped cream. Beth's asshole even farted out some of the cream and air inside of it, which only added to the perverted moment. Oh my God! That looks so fucking hot. All that fucking wet, fucking white cream on that asshole. Kaitlyn growled in passion from the side of her teacher firing out cream from her back hole. Cesaro himself took some time to marvel this for a moment as well. Before reinserting the whipped cream bottle in the white-coated orifice and firing once more. Ah! Phoenix gasped and moaned in time with the sound of the cream shooting from the bottle and back up her ass from the sensation before her ass blew cream out of it once again. Oh my God! I love the way her ass looks with that fucking cream around it and inside it. Yeah. Such a hot fucking cream pie. Kaitlyn rubbed her index finger around the creamy hole while she spoke, and Cesaro looked down at her. It was time to give Kaitlyn what she really wanted. Eat that cream pie, Kaitlyn. It's fucking ready. He said with a velvety purr in his Swiss accent, and he shoved Kaitlyn's face into Beth's ass so she could taste the creamy-filled confection that was her asshole. Not that Kaitlyn needed any motivation, because she loved Beth's ass and was happy to taste it anyway. That's why she rapidly licked her tongue around and inside the hole as fast as she could. Oh yeah, Kate! Get in that ass! Eat my cream pie! Taste it, girl! Taste it! Fuck! Your tongue is fucking good! Once Cesaro let Kaitlyn's head go, she still didn't leave Beth's ass alone as a whole. She treated Beth's big, round bubble butt to a flurry of kisses, which made Cesaro smile. He forced Beth down a bit to keep her at a bent-over level, while he leaned over and grabbed a tall white cup from the other side of the sink. Now, for some phase oil for this lesson, to make you nice and shiny, Beth, Cesaro said, before pouring the liquid butter substitute down on Beth's ass. And like the eager whore that she was, she shook and wiggled fat ass effortlessly. Now rub that shit in, Kate. Rub it in, Cesaro ordered, while he stroked his now rock-hard dick with his left hand, just to keep it nice and primed for the ladies. It was 10 inches long, 3 inches thick, and he was just biding his time before he had the bootyful blondes take it all in. But right now, he was savoring the look of the oil sliding down the curves of Beth's ass, and Kaitlyn rubbing the oil in soon after. Oh my god, and Beth's such a little slut too. I love how she's bouncing that ass. While I rub that oil in, my god, she looks so fucking good. Keep bouncing that fat, wet, shiny ass for us, Beth. Oh god, this is fucking hot. Kaitlyn moaned those dirty words, while rubbing the face oil on those gyrating cheeks and her face. Now, that's how it's done, Cesaro said in satisfaction of what he did to Beth's bottom. The cheeks were glistening wet, her asshole was still opened up, and Kaitlyn's dirty mind took notes on it all. She couldn't wait until Beth did all of that to her ass. I think you've had enough fun watching, Kaitlyn. Now stand up and show me your ass, Cesaro said, and Kaitlyn stood up off her knees and bent over the right side of the sink near her female teacher. How could I forget you, the student of my student? Take to make you more involved in this lesson too, Cesaro said before picking up the bottle of yellow liquid once again. Now, stick those asses out for me, both of you. Yes! Good girls! Now it's your turn, Kaitlyn. It's your turn now, Cesaro said while he slowly poured down the phase oil down on the ass that Kaitlyn flaunted for him. So beautiful. Now move those ass around a little bit for me. And don't stop until I say so, Cesaro ordered before giving both of the oiled up asses a quick, palm-filled slap, while he grabbed the whipped cream from the left side of the sink where he placed it after using it to stuff Beth's ass with creamy filling. He let both girls move their thick hips and fat booties for him for a few seconds after he grabbed the can of cream. Now stop moving, ladies, Cesaro said, and Beth and Kaitlyn quickly did as they were told. They were both submissive, compliant whores for Cesaro to please, and do whatever he wanted to do to them. And they didn't have to wait long to experience what he wanted to do next. Time to make you girls look even sexier with the whipped cream G-string for you, Kaitlyn, and for you, Beth. Cesaro purred while he dressed up the blonde beauties' butts with the sweet treat. Now get back to shaking them for me. Beth and Kaitlyn were eager to comply. They wiggled and bounced their asses hard and fast to please the master chef. The wet whipped cream were gyrating down their liquid butter oiled asses, which led to wet sounds of ass cheeks clapping and shaking for his eyes only, bouncing just for him while he stroked himself and took in the sexy fucking sight before he rubbed their asses greedily, praising their thickest, slap-worthy size and shape. I told you he was a master chef, Katie. Beth giggled at her protege before giving her a soft kiss, who smiled back at her. I know. You had a great teacher, Beth. He loves his desserts. The younger blonde smiled. Both girls were smitten with Cesaro and were all too happy to be a part of his lesson with him. You girls make it sound like the lesson is over, when I've only gotten started. Cesaro smirked at the commenting ladies. Now, stop shaking your asses. It's time for a new look. The Swiss chef spoke while he picked up the whipped cream bottle and spread it on the asses of both girls. This time, he tried a design on their succulent ass cheeks. On both Beth's and Kaitlyn's butts, he drew the initials of their first and last names. On their ass bubbled up ass cheeks. There, BP and KB, Cesaro answered, admiring his handiwork and letting the girls resume bouncing their thick asses for him. While he rubbed in the remaining cream, while he stood between the girls so he could give them deep kisses. French kisses from the Switzerland native, just to show affection to the girls and reward them for being so submissive and sweet during this lesson. There were millions of people around the world who would love to be in Cesaro's position right now.
Yeah, damn right!
Kissing two gorgeous women while rubbing their wet asses, which they were all too eager to shake, bounce, and put on display for him. My cock is ready for you ladies.
Yes, that's grand.
Cesaro said, as both girls looked at long dick that he had to offer them. On your knees, Beth, and open that pretty mouth for me. Beth got on her knees and waited for Cesaro's cock, thinking that was just what he had in mind for her mouth to taste. But first he filled her mouth with a generous amount of cream, before he stuck his throbbing hot dick in her white, liquid-filled mouth, and began to thrust inside. The cold cream did nothing to lessen Cesaro's erection, thanks to Beth's lips, which latched around his shaft, keeping it warm while he moved his cock in her cream-filled mouth, while her slutty student Kaitlyn knelt down beside her to see it all, up close and personal. Every thrust, every sweet stroke of the master chef's cock went deep inside Beth's sugary, sweet mouth, nearing the back of her throat. She knew just how to take his dick just right, and Beth was sure to keep just enough cream in her mouth to coat his cock the whole time, whenever he pulled his cock out so she could sloppily coat his member with cream and spit, resulting in the white substance smearing itself on her lips and chin. That looks so yummy, so fucking good. Kaitlyn moaned in delight from the sight of her instructor, getting her face crammed by the male chef's manhood. Ooh, let me try, please. Cesaro smiled softly down at Kaitlyn, enjoying her innocent ways. Yeah. Alright, open your mouth, girl. I have more than enough cream left for you. He groaned out while shooting some of the whipped topping into Kaitlyn's mouth. While Beth sucked and stroked his member before he pulled it away from her and into Kaitlyn's gaping cavern. Kaitlyn was no less of a cock craver than her mentor, since she immediately forced her head down on Cesaro's long dick, putting her neck to good use for a deep throat, so she could get as much of his manhood she could fit in his mouth. Fuck yes! That's a good girl! God yes! Kate! That's so good! Cesaro groaned, while the younger blonde managed to inhale all but 3 inches of the 10-inch long dick in her mouth, before blowing it back up to the tip end. That was when Beth got into the mix, sucking the sides of his cock, which Kaitlyn did as well. Now they were sharing Cesaro's dick, getting it good and wet with their mouths. Oh shit! This is so good! Yeah! Wow! If you girls love sucking my cock so much, let's just see how far you two can go on it, Cesaro said.
Challenge accepted.
Then he shot out a nice dab of cream on the base of his dick that Beth and Katie gazed at with arousal in their eyes. Beth, you first, Cesaro said before placing his hands behind his back. He wanted the girls to know that he wanted to see just how good their mouths were without his aid. He wanted to put their gag reflexes and their throats to the test, and he didn't want to aid them in doing so. This was all about the ladies right now. He wanted to see how they could do on his dick. Yeah, Beth said before working her neck down on Cesaro's dick. She kept her throat muscles open and her mouth wide while she filleted him. Inch after inch went into her mouth until her nose just barely met the dab of cream, while her lips held his member in like a vice. She loved the way he filled up her mouth. Oh yes, good girl, Beth. Yes, that was so good. But let's see what you can do, Katie. Your turn. Kaitlyn smiled around the bulbous tip of the Swiss man meat before forcing her neck down onto his member, cramming it in and treating it to the heat and warmth of her mouth and throat alone. Lower! Fuck! You're good. Just like your teacher. Wow. Cesaro groaned while Kaitlyn sucked his dick right down to the spot of cream on it as well. Both girls were well seasoned with their mouths on dick. So much so that Cesaro knew just what to do next after the ladies' performance. Fuck, you girls are good with your mouths, Cesaro praised quickly before filling up Beth's mouth with the frequently used fluffy topping and stuffing his dick inside Beth's mouth once again, but with more aggressive thrust. He wanted to fuck her pretty face. Those were just some of the wet, hot, perverted sounds from Beth's face being crammed with dick, while Kaitlyn watched attentively with dirty talk, with something else in her mind, other than just talking. Oh my god! She looks so sexy with a big dick in her mouth. That looks so fucking good. She loves that dick, Cesaro. Yes. But I want to taste you, too. Kaitlyn cooed before moving her head, low to suck and taste the European man's balls in her mouth. Both Beth and Kaitlyn were finding new ways to please Cesaro, make him feel good using their well-built bodies for their erotic desires. He stuffed Beth's mouth with dick while letting out raspy, throaty groans from Kaitlyn sucking his balls. But he wasn't about to let one girl alone get his cock. He soon switched over to Kaitlyn's now cream-covered maul and throat-fucked her, and Beth went down to suck at his balls, and after about a minute, they took turns again on his loins. Both girls weren't content to just sit and watch the other girl get their face fucked, because Cesaro was too sexy for that. He had pleased their bodies too well to just be waiting holes for him to fill. They never expected this. Not at all. Beth thought she was going to have Kaitlyn's ass all to herself. She was in love with her student, or at least with her ass. Aww. And thought she was going to have it all for her and her alone to play with, fuck, and use for whatever she saw fit. There was a reason why the counter had assorted candies and sprinkles and frequently used bottle of whipped cream beside 2 bananas, one peeled and the other unpeeled, but coated with saliva, ass nectar, and a bit of girl cum after all. Not to mention how Kaitlyn was so easy to please, so subservient to her wanton lust. It was as if the more she gave herself to Beth, and whatever perverted thing she wanted to do to her body, the more Beth wanted. Neither of these healthy, voluptuous vixens planned on letting anybody but themselves touch each other. And then came Antonio Cesaro, who changed everything with his presence alone. He was the man who trained Beth years ago in the Championship Confections kitchen. She was his student, and they enjoyed all the time they spent together to the fullest. And Kaitlyn was experiencing firsthand of just how good he was at what he did. Beth served her first event with Cesaro's care, made her first desserts with Cesaro's training, and her first fuck with Cesaro's dick.
Nice.
And all of which made them both happy. And he was always had some amount of control, some hint of dominance, and assertiveness of it all, to let Beth know how much he cared about her culinary skills and her bubble ass. He was the only man in the entire company who could turn the alpha female into such a submissive little girl, all with knowledge of how to prepare sweets and how to sling that 10-inch pole between its muscular legs. After somewhere between 5 and 10 glorious minutes of masculine groaning of pleasure and sloppy wet sucking, Cesaro pulled his dick and balls out of the ladies' respective mouths. He was ready for their next move. "Stand up and bend over that sink, Kaitlyn," he ordered, with slaps of her big, fat ass just to get her to move quicker and get in position, while Beth stood up from behind and jerked him off. Then he grabbed the phase oil once again and poured it slowly on Kaitlyn's fat, feminine booty once again as Beth purred in from the sexy sight before her eyes while she stroked Cesaro's dick. "Stroke it against her ass, Beth. I want to feel it on that big butt," he said, and Beth then stroked the member against Kaitlyn's doubled over ass, making it wiggle noticeably from the feel of it moving against her, before Beth bent over herself and sucked Cesaro's hard dick, standing up for a few seconds. God! That's fucking nice! Now Beth, bend over that sink beside her, and Kaitlyn, bend over in front of her and stick your own ass out. Cesaro directed the beauties to do. Beth and Kaitlyn did as they were told. The older blonde bent over, with her big ass sticking out, nice and high, with her younger co-slut doing the same, as Cesaro lined his member up behind her, rubbing it against her pussy, just to hint what he had in mind, while Kate kept her face close to Beth's rear slit, in wait for him to thrust. She didn't have to wait long. "Oh, fuck! It's fucking big! Ah! Fuck!" Kaitlyn moaned into Beth's ass in her face. She wanted to please and be pleased. Not that she had anything to worry about with the Swiss stud behind her. You're so tight, Kate. Fuck! Yes! My God, yes! Oh, fuck! Cesaro groaned between thrusts, while his hands gripped the younger blonde's hips, while his dick moved in and out of her pussy, even with her lower lips wet with girl cum, whipped cream, and oil. Her inner walls were still tight enough for his member to feel them on every thrust. Oh! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! It's so big! Kaitlyn exclaimed her pleasure from the feel of Cesaro's invading cock in her ass. He let out low groans of his own, just by how tight she was, while Beth, who had her right leg propped up on the counter to keep her own ass tight for Kaitlyn's adventurous tongue and fingers, looked back at her and said, Katie, remember the banana lesson? Katie, push the asshole on his dick. Open up so he can get inside, just like you did with the banana," she said over her continuously moaning student, who was getting used to the feel of a big dick cramming her bubble butt. Kaitlyn still stayed there and remembered her training on the sinful fruit, and pushed her poop chute around the fat cock in her butt, which made it all the easier for Cesaro to slip in her ass with minimal difficulty. "Oh! That's a good girl! That's a good fucking girl! Just what I like to feel on my cock. Such a tight and sweet little asshole for me to fuck! He groaned, while his hands gripped her ass cheeks firmly, while the erotically whimpering blonde lapped and licked the ass of the woman in front of her. After simply remembering her anal training from earlier, Kaitlyn was taking the master chef's dick in her booty like a pro, blissful moans leaving her mouth from the feel of his quickly thrusting dick slamming its way up her ass, making it shake from the force. "Oh, yes! Yes! Bury that big fucking dick up my big fucking butt," Kaitlyn moaned, while she licked and fingered Beth's own ass, hearing her moans as well from the pleasure and the visual of her student getting fucked. Cesaro stopped just for a second to lift Katie's left right leg up in his right arm to keep her asshole tight while he slammed into it. His hips were moving at a machine-like pace, thrusting into Kaitlyn in a mad attempt to please her. So much so that Beth had to see the man who was plowing her student from behind, so passionately eye to eye, once Cesaro motioned her to come closer. He first treated Phoenix with a passionate kiss, slipping her tongue into her mouth to raise the passion of it all. Unlike most men, Cesaro wasn't the type of guy to just fuck a girl until he got his nuts drained for cum after 1 or 2 positions. No, he was a man of passion and wanted to make the lucky lady he was with remember him, his loving lips, and his big penis. Between the hard pounding of Kaitlyn's ass, while he held her leg firmly from the standing angle, while he kissed his former student, while they talked closely together over the loud sounds of pleasure from the younger girl. You love this ass. I can fucking tell. Beth purred. I do. It's so tight. It reminds me of yours the first time I fucked it. Cesaro replied with a wry smile. I think Kitty's gonna come soon. You gonna make her come? Not yet. Cesaro smirked with a light whisper tone. He was going to make Kaitlyn come. Make no mistake about that. But not now. He just didn't want to let her know about it yet and spoil her pleasure. Then, let me suck your dick. I want to taste her ass on your cock now. Beth pleaded, while Kaitlyn's moans and volume. Cesaro simply nodded and took his member out of Kaitlyn's properly opened and stretched out back hole, and Beth promptly got down on her knees and hungrily sucked Cesaro's dick. Cesaro groaned in bliss from the fill of his member, leaving one cozy hole for another, while Beth sucked and blew his dick like she had a life-threatening disease, and Cesaro's penis had the cure. He then turned his head to Kaitlyn, kissing her intensely. Your teacher is a beautiful fucking slut, Kate. But you're good too. Cesaro complimented, which made the two-tone beauty beam a little. That was a good compliment as any to her, to be compared to her mentor in any positive way, including sexually, especially sexually right now. After they continued their passionate kissing for a couple of seconds longer, Kaitlyn dropped to her knees to join the fun and see her ATM performing teacher close up. Beth gave an audible blowjob that her student and Cesaro could hear, and Kaitlyn purred hotly from the close-range sound of her instructor's mouth working on the big dick. Hearing her sloppy and wet it was. Oh my god! That's so hot, Beth! I love watching you suck my ass flavor from his big cock. Yeah, that looks so good. Sounds so good, too. Beth then gave her former mentor a long, deep throat, and even managed to lick his ballsack before she slowly slid him out of her throat and bent over the sturdy kitchen counter. And in the process, Kaitlyn sucked in Cesaro's balls in her mouth, lapping and inhaling them inside. Yeah! Get those balls good and wet. Good and wet, Katie. Oh, yes. Yeah. The master chef moaned before jerking his wet cock to move his balls in her warm mouth. Spread your ass for me, Beth. I'll take care of you, too, he said, huskily, while teabagging the two-tone student chef. And fucking bend over, Cesaro ordered, while using his left hand to force Beth in the proper position, and then slap her ass firmly a couple of times for not moving fast enough. But after he deeply licked fingers on the same hand, while he continued to jiggle his big balls in Katie's face, he stuck them all, one by one, in Beth's bent-over ass. Beth moaned sharply, her knees quivering from the fill of her asshole, getting jammed by 4 digits of Cesaro's free hand. I'm going to stretch your ass out, nice and wide for me. Nice and wide for my dick to get inside. He moaned, while taking his balls away from Kaitlyn's face hole, to turn his full attention to Beth. His fingers moved in and out of Beth's hole quickly, making her body tingle with the feel of fingers moving back and forth, in and out of her, just to stretch her ass out. Then Cesaro quickly removed them, and then, just seconds later, and after he propped a leg up onto the corner, he stuck his man rod right up Beth's opened asshole, so he could fuck her from behind and still give the kneeling Kaitlyn something good to see. Oh my fucking god, that pussy's dripping fucking wet on that dick. Oh, it still has some whipped cream a little too. Oh my god, she's taking it so good in that ass from behind like that. So deep. Yeah, that looks so good. Oh my god, Kaitlyn commented, while the seasoned chefs fucked in front of her very eyes. smack, 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 was the sound that filled the kitchen from the balls deep thrust inside Beth's beautiful ass between her loud, deep moans like the butt slut she was. Kaitlyn's comments simply just turned Cesaro on even more, and because he liked both girls to stay busy with their whorish ways for him, he popped his dick out of Beth's ass and angled it over for Kaitlyn to suck. She used her right hand to stroke him, the other one to suck him, so she could keep his member good and moist, while she tasted her teacher's ass on his cock for a moment before he shoved it back into his former protege's hole. Ah, fuck! Oh my god! Yes! Ah, shit! Between those barely intelligible moans, Beth licked Cesaro's right foot.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes,
Keeping her mouth busy while her ass was being pounded, and Kaitlyn's hands slid all over Beth's hips. And while it seemed like Cesaro was digging his dick in Beth's butt, like a gold miner looking for the precious metal,
That's gold, Jerry. Gold!
he quickly pulled out his dick, and the two-toned booty slut could suck it as soon as he found something just as worthwhile. The whipped cream from earlier, deep in Beth's ass, the hard slamming, and the openness of Beth's asshole allowed him to go deep. He found the anal-dwelling whipped cream from the sweet cream pie he gave her earlier, and Kaitlyn bobbed her head on his member as hungrily as she could to taste it before he returned to Beth's bowels. Ah! Ah, fuck, Katie! Play with my pussy while he fucks my ass! Beth whimpered out while her ass was steadily pumped by Cesaro's dick. But she couldn't have to wait too long before Kaitlyn slipped all the fingers she could into Beth's pussy. It's so tight with that cock in it. Yeah. The Central European stallion of a man took his member out of Beth soon after, watching some of the wet remains of the cream pie trail out of her ass while Kaitlyn sucked deeply. He decided to let Beth's body rest for a moment and watched Kaitlyn work her lips around his dick. She loves the taste of your cream pie, Beth, he said, while they smiled at each other as Kaitlyn sucked and slurped his member hastily, tasting him and the anal cream that flowed from her teacher's ass. Slurp, 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 slurp. After letting Kaitlyn put her neck to good use on his cock for a couple of minutes, he laid down on the kitchen floor with his dick standing high and proud and ready to be rode upon by either girl. Chef Cesaro wants us to ride him, Katie cooed before getting down on her knees while her mentor stood over him. Then the chef gets what he wants, Beth said before lowering her body on his cock, sitting on him before he placed his cock in her ass, and Kaitlyn wasted no time rubbing her pussy. The feel of it made Beth gasp in pleasure before she bounced on his dick and reverse cowgirl. Oh! Oh yes! Yes! Fuck! Play with my pussy, Kate! Yeah! Touch me while I ride this fucking dick in my fucking ass! Ah shit! Yeah! Yes! Yeah! Get my clit like that! Ah yes! This is so fucking good! Ah! Yes! Beth moaned while she whorishly bounced on the chef's long dick while looking into her lovely apprentice's eyes. Oh! You love that dick, don't you, Beth? How it feels in that big bubble butt while you bounce on it, Kaitlyn cooed, while using one hand to squeeze her teacher's tits, and the other to play with her pussy, while Cesaro moved his hips up into hers from below, so his dick could move in deeper. Oh yes! 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 Ah fuck! Oh fuck! Shit, yes! Beth sounded out before getting off of Cesaro's member, only so Kaitlyn could ride him. Oh my god! Oh my god! Fuck! Oh shit! 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 Yes! Oh fuck! This big fucking cock is filling my ass the fuck up! The younger beauty screamed out loud while Beth spat on Cesaro's dick, just to give it some nasty, natural lube to make its thrusting smoother. Not that it would do much good. Kaitlyn's magical asshole was up to its old tricks again. squeezing whatever was inside of it like a fucking sexual vice grip with its tightness. Beth then looked into Kaitlyn's eyes while she played with her clit with 2 fingers and said, "That asshole of yours is something special, Katie. So tight, no matter what me and Chef Cesaro do to it. And we love you for it, you little whore. We love how we have to use other objects, use our own bodies to stretch you out, and fucking please you. We love how you're such a good anal slut. And don't you ever fucking change," Beth said before sticking her tongue inside Kaitlyn's mouth for an erotic kiss, while Cesaro's thrust slowed down just a bit to let the girls savor their moment. Kaitlyn was quite the butt action addict, with an asshole that was a thing of beauty to fuck and taste due to its tightness alone. While her cooking skills needed some work, she was already an equal match for Beth in the butt sex skills department. A few seconds later, Kaitlyn got off of Cesaro, and he got back into his dominant mode for the girls to bear. "On your knees and present your asses to me." The girls knew what would happen if they didn't obey post-haste. Both Beth and Kaitlyn got on all fours like dogs. No, like the bitches they wore. And showcased their asses for Cesaro to see while he stood up. He just watched them, wiggling and shaking their asses for him, just to appeal to his inner man slut. Beth's asshole had gaped open nicely, good and wide, but that wasn't a surprise. He always knew how to fuck and play with her asshole, just right, until it stretched to however wide he saw fit. She was a seasoned bubble butt bitch for him. But Kaitlyn needed some more training. Beth was right. Kaitlyn's asshole may have opened noticeably, but it was still small compared to her teacher's. Kaitlyn's ass needed some more training, still too tight for him to be satisfied. Time for the European chef to try and change that. And it all started with one long deep thrust. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh wow! This feels so good! Oh my fucking god! Oh fucking god! Oh my fucking god! Shit! Yeah! Fucking shit! The blonde, raven-haired vixen vocalized her bliss between the man's thrust. Cesaro loved Kaitlyn's tightness, seeing her asshole as a fun challenge to stretch. An enjoyable workout to fuck. Something he could get used to doing. And then he looked at Beth on his left side, who was just wiggling her ass. That was nice and stretched wide already, and waiting for his dick to fill up. That's when he quickly pulled out of Kaitlyn's asshole and moved over to her teacher's waiting rump. Oh, fuck! It's in there deep. Oh yeah. So deep in my fucking ass. Oh, fuck yeah. God, this is so good. So fucking good and deep. So fucking good and deep. Cesaro. Beth moaned out the stud of a chef's name while he plowed her ass for a few minutes longer before quickly pulling out of her hole. "Now, spread both of your asses for me," he ordered with a throaty growl. He wanted to see his handiwork on the beautiful blonde's bottoms. Even though a short amount of minutes have passed, Kaitlyn's ass was still pretty well opened, despite him not being inside of her for a while now, but she was still a little too tight for him to just let alone. Beth, on the other hand's ass was stretched out perfectly. Her asshole was so wide now that you could drop a small ball down it, or pour liquid down the gaping hole. "I bet I can suck your dick with my asshole. Look at it. I bet there's still some whipped cream in there too." Beth smirked, proud of her stretched out shitter. She even made a wink for Cesaro's eyes to behold, opening it and closing it with control of her rectal muscles. Open, close. Open, close. It's waiting for your dick, Cesaro. Beth moaned, with a sultry smile on her face, inviting the Swiss cock back inside of her. "Your ass may want me, Beth, but Katie's needs me. It's so tight now," Cesaro said, while he watched Kaitlyn try and stretch her ass out with her fingers, but to no avail. Her butthole just wouldn't open like she wanted, and more importantly, to how Cesaro wanted it. "Take your fingers out, Katie. I have something better." Cesaro purred before slipping his dick slowly between Kaitlyn's ass, causing the girl to squeal and her eyes to flutter a bit from the fill. His big dick was the perfect match for her tight asshole to handle. Like her teacher, Kaitlyn had her ass up high on all fours, like a dog, so Cesaro could get complete control of his thrust and go as deep as he wanted to, which was obviously as far as his 10-inch dick would go. The sounds of hips connecting balls, connecting with pussy, filled the room, and Beth was entranced by the scene. She even kissed Kaitlyn's lips before moving her tongue over Cesaro's feet to taste them so she could give them some level of pleasure while Kaitlyn was rammed. Now, suck my cock. And on that note, the girls moved to the front of his dick on the floor and took turns sucking Cesaro's anal nectar-coated cock. Both Kaitlyn and Beth looked like they'd had the sex of a lifetime. They had a bit of sweat on their foreheads that sweated away some of their makeup. Their mascara and eyeliner had ran down their eyes quite a bit, especially on Beth's part, while they worked their necks on his shaft. Cesaro let the girl share his rod before he grabbed the well-used, unpeeled banana. Beth, bend over the counter, and Kate, you spread her ass. The girls followed what he told and did what he wanted. Beth's bubble butt was exposed and spread by Katie's sweet hands. Now, get this banana a little wet, Kaitlyn, Cesaro said, while he held the fruit close to Kaitlyn's mouth, which she took as a cue to lick, and moistened the fruit with her giving mouth before handing it back to Cesaro. Good girl. It's just wet enough for me to do this. He purred before slowly inching the yellow fruit up Beth's ass. Oh! Oh! Ah! Beth let out those sweet and sexy groans from her ass being entered by the thrusting fruit that drew a detectable little stream of whipped cream from her back cavern, while Kaitlyn blew the banana in her mouth, sucking most of its ripe thickness, which made Cesaro smile as he held it in his hand the whole time, watching Kaitlyn taste the flavor of ass and whipped cream before sticking it back in the more experienced blonde's butt, slowly until Beth's moans piped up for a second.
Oh!
While she held the banana in her wet asshole, just for a second before it slipped out, along with more of the whipped cream trail that made Cesaro to groan in admiration of the actions of Beth's booty. Perhaps next time her give Kaitlyn's ass a cream pie. You hold the banana this time, Katie. Have some fun with your teacher, Cesaro said while handing the fruit to the beautiful girl, who couldn't wait to play with her instructor's ass while just sat back and watched them work. Oh shit! That's so fucking hot. Want it deeper, Beth? Yeah! Give it to me. My ass can take it, Katie. Alright, more. Here it comes. More. Oh my god, it's in there so deep. Holy shit. Oh god. Yes, right there, Katie. Fuck. Yeah, right there. Yes. Fuck. Beth yelled. Katie hit a nice sweet spot in her ass, right at the very limit that her ass was willing to take the fruit. Kaitlyn had successfully buried all but a couple of inches of the banana up her mentor's big, fat bubble butt. She just held the banana there, up her mentor's hole, marveling at just how deep her teacher had it up her backdoor slot, like that, before she slowly slipped it out, and once again, the whipped cream flowed out. Just like the younger girl's dirty talk. Oh my god! The whipped cream still flows out. Oh my god! Kaitlyn murmured between thrusts of her index finger in Beth's ass, and taking it out just to relish the flavor of sweet cream and ass before slipping that one finger back inside. And then another. And then one more, while using her free hand to keep her ass spread wide, while she dug and moved those digits inside her mentor's hole. Cesaro, however, decided he had enough of watching the girls play with each other. He then laid down on the floor, ready for their attention. Beth, get that beautiful ass on my cock. And Kate, I want to taste your tight little hole. Sit on my face. Cesaro groaned. He was like a fucking machine, it seemed, as if his only goal in life was to make sure both girls didn't go too long without having their holes filled with his tongue, his fingers, his dick, or something of his control. They were too fucking sexy for him to just leave idly by.
Yes! Yes!
And wait for something to stuff their juicy asses. The girls urgently positioned themselves up on top of him. Beth was on his dick, letting out a low groan of bliss from Cesaro's cock jamming itself in her butt.
Oh.
Once again, while Kaitlyn properly mounted his face just right so his tongue and lips could taste nothing but her ass, he let Kaitlyn work his dick first, while he moved his tongue around Katie's ass after he spread it wide and gripped it just to get more of the tight hole on his tongue and lips, while the girls kissed each other on top of him. It was hard to believe that Beth was so worried about Cesaro storming in, ruining her fun with Katie, and hijacking their time together for himself. But he made sure they were both treated like the kind, sweet, sexy, big-ass sluts they were. Kaitlyn was already feeling the joyous effects of Cesaro's mouth.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy.
Deeply working on her tight asshole from under her while he held his hips down, sacrificing some oxygen so he could eat her ass out deeper. Oh, yes, 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 yes! Oh my god! Fuck, his tongue feels so good on my ass. So fucking good. Yes, 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 yes! Ah yeah. Keep that ass nice and steady for him, Katie. I'll give him more ass to fill. Beth moaned before reaching a nice squatted posture on his dick. And after a long grunt from Cesaro, from the fill of Beth's shit-tunneled constrict, his dick, he blasted his dick up Beth's ass as fast as he could while he latched his lips onto Kaitlyn's ass to suck and eat it hard. And both girls rewarded him with the harmonious sounds of their ecstasy. Oh, yes! 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 Eat my fucking ass, chef! Ah! Yes! My god! My fucking ass feels so good with your mouth on it! Ah! Oh, fuck! Fuck! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god, yes! Ah! Yeah! My ass feels so good! So fucking good! Ah! Oh, fuck! Lick my ass! Move that tongue in my fucking dirty butthole! Yes! Oh yeah! Keep pumping that big dick into that fucking ass! Keep fucking that hot fucking ass that you love so much! Oh shit! Yes! Yeah! Give me all that big fucking dick! Give it to me! Oh yeah! Yes! Fuck, my ass feels so good! Ah! I'm gonna fucking come! Ah! Ah! Fuck, Cesaro! The expert chef stopped thrusting up into Beth's ass to let her enjoy her orgasm and simply squeezed and kneaded her ass in his hands while lapping his tongue into the younger girl's hole. He felt Beth's asshole tighten firmly around his dick for a moment while she came on top of him, yelling his name out loud from satisfaction. Her whole body quaked and trembled a bit from the feel of sexual satisfaction, as if all the pleasure her ass felt today shined through in one final burst. Kate, your turn to ride my dick, and you, Beth, get on my face. Cesaro breathed after prying his mouth from Kaitlyn's bunghole to speak. Beth slowly got up, still feeling the effects of a strong climax, but sat down on the Swiss man's face, nice and low, with her open ass exquisitely angled above his mouth so he could taste it. Meanwhile, Kaitlyn was putting her ever so tight ass to use by taking in as much of Cesaro's cock as she could, screaming quickly while she took his dick as deep as it could possibly go in her ass.
Oh.
Before bouncing it up and down, fucking it now, while she and Beth touched each other's bodies, hands gripping on their fat asses and juicy titties while they kissed. Audible moans heard through their mouths all the while. Cesaro could still taste the faint sugary sweet flavor of the fluffy topping he plugged up her asshole with nearly an hour ago. He got lost in the simple deliciousness of girl ass in his mouth, and while Beth tasted just slightly more heavenly than her, the Switzerland-born chef had no problems eating either one of them out. Most men were unwilling to go down on a girl and eat them out in any way, seeing it as nasty. But Antonio Cesaro was far from normal men. Whenever he was intimately with a woman, he was sure to make them feel good all over, because that's what he wanted to do. He found pleasure in pleasing them, and that meant playing and tasting their pussies. He dreamily rested his eyes a bit while quickening the motions of his tongue against Beth's asshole, while he slammed his dick up Kaitlyn's cozy little asshole, making her ass cheeks jiggle just like she did to her equally round ass mentor. His thrusts were so hard and deep that the hard slapping of thrusting hips from below, connecting with jiggling hips on top, filled the room with the moans and groans from Kaitlyn.
Ooh, ooh.
That Beth couldn't help but notice while Cesaro was masterfully eating her out. She then cupped her student's face in her hands to speak to her, eye to eye, while they rode on Cesaro. Oh shit! He's fucking your ass nice and hard! I can fucking hear how hard he's giving you his big dick. Fuck! Cesaro loves our fucking asses, and he's not gonna stop until he makes you and that tight fucking ass come. Oh shit, yes! Yeah, baby, give that dick to her, like you fucking gave it to me. Cesaro didn't need to be told twice. His hips were like pistons, moving up inside of Katie's sexy, soft ass, and the joyful voice of her moans were perfect proof of just how good he was making her feel.
Ooh.
Cesaro was going to do just what Beth said, and that was fuck her, just like she got fucked. Oh my god! Yes, 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 fuck! Oh my fucking god, Cesaro. Your cock is so big. Oh, so fucking tight in that fucking asshole. Shit, yes! Move your hips with me, Katie. Move them. Cesaro thoroughly groaned in command, and Kaitlyn was happy to oblige. Their hips crashed together, up and down, in a sweet rhythm, and drawing deeper, louder moans from the student chef. Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god, fuck! Oh shit, yes! Oh my god, yes! Beth smiled at her student from ear to ear while she watched her eyes roll back from the orgasm she just received. Kaitlyn's pussy juices dripped onto the floor, while in erotic confirmation, she breathed out one simple sentence. I just fucking came so fucking hard. Yeah! That's my fucking good girl. Cesaro cheered a satisfaction of his own while giving the ass he just conquered a quick little slap before Kaitlyn gingerly crawled off of him while she came down from her blissful peak and soon after lowered her head on his dick and scarfed inside her mouth to taste her own booty juice while Beth stayed on top of the Swiss native's face. She was so glad to have reached orgasm thanks to Cesaro's pleasing, that wonderfully tight asshole, that her meaty, bouncy, rear hid, that she sucked the ass-flavored member with no hesitation. Then, after a couple of minutes have passed, Beth and Kaitlyn had switched positions, without Cesaro's orders. Not that he complained at this point, especially when Kaitlyn lowered that drenched pussy towards his mouth to watch Beth ride his dick and reverse cowgirl. Oh shit, yeah! Let me see that big booty bounce, Beth. Oh my god! My pussy feels so fucking good. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh god, this feels so fucking nice. So fucking good. So good. Oh. Kaitlyn had the best seat in the world right now. Cesaro proved that he was just as good at eating pussy as he was with eating ass.
He's a man, such a man.
And she just had to watch Beth work that ass up and down and hear her erotic and lewd moans and groans blend with her own from the pleasure they were feeling right now. She then made her hands busy by gripping Beth's tits while Cesaro pumped his dick up into Beth's beautiful ass. Oh my god. Keep pumping that fucking dick in me. Yes, keep going. Keep giving it to me. Oh shit. Oh god, yes. Fuck! Beth and Kaitlyn were moving on total autopilot right now, it seemed. Moving around on their own volition and will, but making sure that whatever they did was to just please Cesaro and stoke the fires of his horniness, like right now, for instance, because Beth and Kaitlyn then lowered their mouths on Cesaro's cock, tasting his manhood's tip, sides, and base before both girls double-teamed his balls with their wickedly wet mouths and tongues. Oh yes! Suck those fucking balls! Fuck yes. Oh god. Damn. Ah. Then, between Cesaro's groans, Kaitlyn moved up and kissed his lips passionately, while her mentor worked on the balls from below. Ah! Get back on my cock and show Beth just how you can ride. Beth didn't have to wait long to see Kaitlyn mount Cesaro's thick cock once more. Just the tip of it in her hole alone made her squeal before she lowered the rest of her ass on it. Oh! It's so fucking deep. Oh yes, yes, yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. Fuck. Oh god. Make me bounce on that fucking dick. Kaitlyn moaned hotly while Beth was down below massaging their Swiss studs' balls. He continued to ram and thrust his cock from under her before he pulled out, just so they could reposition themselves on their sides on the floor, with Cesaro's lean and muscular arms moving her body with them. I'm going to take your ass from the side, Katie, Cesaro growled before slamming his cock as far and as fast as it would go in Kaitlyn's bubble ass, while Beth backed her own ass into Katie's face so she could moan right between her cheeks, sending vibrations towards to her own open hole, and lick it too. Cesaro torqued and forced his hips just right to bury that dick in the younger girl's booty, before pulling out after a few minutes, with short, animalistic groans from his mouth as well. He had no time to take a break, however. As soon as his dick left Kaitlyn's ass, in came her teacher, Beth Phoenix, to make sure his pecker wasn't lonely. Put your face in my pussy while he fucks my asshole, Kate, Beth ordered, while the European-born chef repositioned himself behind Beth, while holding her right leg in his arm, so Kate could lick and taste her pussy to increase Beth's amusement. Oh shit! This looks so fucking good. Kaitlyn cooed between licks of her mentor's pussy, while she was driven into hard from behind into her fat ass. Oh my fucking god! I love seeing my teacher get fucked. Oh yes. Stay right there, Katie, and suck it. Suck my cock. Cesaro groaned, while taking his member out of Beth's ass, just for a moment, so the younger girl could put her good oral sex skills to further use before he slammed his dick back into Beth's butt. Everyone played their part in the fornication. Cesaro buried his cock in Beth's big booty that made her moan with the greatest of ease, while Kaitlyn ate out her pussy. To think, this all started because Cesaro wasn't pleased with how Beth was teaching Kaitlyn, because it wasn't how he showed her. Well, he definitely showed these girls how to fuck an ass and how to open a butt. After a solid minute of rapid fire thrusting, Cesaro couldn't hold back anymore. He quickly ejected his dick from Beth's ass and stood up, but both blondes knew exactly what was about to happen. They got on their knees with open mouths and stretched out tongues, while Cesaro stroked his big dick as fast and hard as he could. Oh! Oh, fuck! Oh! Ah, yes! And there it was. Cesaro shot his cum right at the waiting ladies' faces and mouths. He didn't want them to miss a single drop of his thick, gooey, creamy cum that landed on their pretty faces. The girls then took turns sucking Cesaro's dick deeply to clean him up and suck any remaining cum, and for added hotness, Beth and Kaitlyn shared the cum they caught together. Beth spat her share into Kate's mouth, and Kate returned the favor before they both kissed each other. Ah, I say, I taught you ladies a good lesson in my kitchen, huh? Cesaro asked through a soft breath, after he came so hard on the girls with a little smile on his face. You sure did. Beth smiled as she picked the long strands of cum from her face and sucked them clean from her fingers. Any chance you can give us another lesson again? Like, tomorrow? Kaitlyn asked with sweet hope in her voice, while licking her lips and chin clean of the cum around them. Neither girl would be complaining if Cesaro returned to the kitchen tomorrow. Hell, they'd be looking forward toward it. I'd rather help you two ladies than make treats any day, the master chef replied. He was one championship confection's finest preparers of their pastries, treats, and candies, but he'd much rather help teach Kaitlyn and work close with Beth for obvious reasons. This all started after he just happened to check on these girls before he took over their lesson, after seeing that his former student Beth wasn't doing her job with Kaitlyn to his liking. Before starting this sexual encounter, So knowing that he had the power to stay with these girls and work closer to them and their hot bodies was an opportunity he'd be stupid not to take. I will tell the other chefs about this. They'll understand me spending time to supervise you two, at least on occasion. The girls heard him. Supervise. But their brains translated that to, we can fuck, and get fucked by Antonio Cesaro whenever he was around them. You mean it? Kaitlyn asked, maintaining the same hope in her tone while she looked up at him innocently. Let me put it to you like this. Oi, wa, si, and yes, I mean it. Cesaro replied with a smile after saying yes in multiple languages, to let them know that there was no doubt that he wanted to stay with them. Kaitlyn gave a little squeal in excitement, which made Beth lightly giggle before she stood up. My student and I can't wait to see you and your cock again. Beth smiled with a hand, giving his member a nice squeeze. It was just now starting to soften after he came. Yeah. I'll miss you lovely ladies and your beautiful asses. If I can't see them again, I can't stress that enough. Cesaro purred before giving her and the now upright Kaitlyn a soft kiss, with hands resting peacefully on their asses, the big and sexy asses that he conquered. All ended well for the passionate trio. The head chef Cesaro from that point on spent more time with his former student and her current student, leaving the other work to his fellow chefs so he could supervise Beth and Kaitlyn whenever possible, so he could check up on the ladies. No matter how many orders they had to fill, what customers they had to cater to, or what was the training session for Kaitlyn, they all found time to fuck each other at work. Or, if it was an exceptionally busy day, they'd hold back their lust and go to each other's homes under the guise of a private lesson, just in case anybody got suspicious. One thing was certain though, and that was that Antonio Cesaro, Beth Phoenix, and Kaitlyn Bonin were very much satisfied with their current business and pleasure relationship. After all, Cesaro was the only man who could treat these sweet girls and their sweeter asses just right. The end. Thank you for listening to episode number 26 of Wreslerotica. We hope that you enjoyed this week's stories. As always, if you enjoyed this story, please be sure to like and review us on iTunes, as well as check us out on our other social media sites, including Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, and our official website, WrestleRoticaPod.com. Thank you and have a good week.